15.
Mm-hmm.
Now there were several other farms and buildings and people that lived there, and all the kids, same age, we got together in the evenings and we'd sit down, we'd listen to music or we'd go out and play, we'd spend time together and just relax. Okay, one evening as we're sitting in one of the rooms and we're chatting, my cousin comes in. He says, will you go down to the river and pick up my tractor and bring it back in? Now, when you're 15 and someone offers you to go get a tractor, that's a free ride.
Mm.
So everybody jumped up. We all went out. And I mean, there were at least 8 or 10 of us together in that room. So we all went down. We walked across the field. And as we come across the field slopes down towards the river. And when we hit the top of the hill and start descending down the hill, all of a sudden on the field opposite to us, and it's at least a mile long up to the mountains. There were no fences, no buildings, no ditches, nothing. It's just a vacant field.
Mm.
All of a sudden in front of us appeared this enormous greenhouse. It was bigger than any warehouse in Iceland at the time. You saw all the frames, the windows, the doors, the handles on the doors even.
Yeah.
And it was lit up like we light up the greenhouses during the winter months for the artificial lighting for the plants.
Right.
That whole thing. We're looking at it, all of us. We're talking about it. The kids continued down the slope. I backed up again to the top to see if there was any kind of reflection from sunlight or other light that was in the greenhouses that were there that could reflect it over. There was nothing. Nothing at all. I walked down the hill, all the way down to the riverbank where the others were standing. We're still talking about it. Then all of a sudden it disappeared, right in front of us.
It just vanished.
It vanished, yeah. And, the following winter when I was in school, one time our teacher comes running into the class and he said, well, I got to go, but you guys have an assignment. You got to write an essay, any subject, leave it on your desk, I'll grade it and give it back to you the following day. Okay, so we did. I sat down, I wrote this story. And the following day, he'd walk around giving everybody grades, and when he got to my desk, he said, Gumi, do you mind if I read your essay? I said, no, go ahead. So he did. And when he finished the story, like I told you, all my classmates, they turned to me, oh yeah, Gumi, yeah, we believe you. Just like kids are.
Right.
Okay? To the back of my class was a young lady. She stood up and she said, no, this is a true story. I experienced this also. She was one of the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This is for real. And
so how did you explain it? I mean, this was an elf house of some sort?
no, I don't know what it is, but it is something that, appeared there in front of us, which I can't explain. There's no way.
Wow.
Another incident I had there, I can't remember whether it was the year before or the year after, and my uncle sent me out to ride into a field, and there's a big canyon in it, and you have to, well, it comes in narrow, widens out, and it's a drop. I mean, some parts 10 to 20 feet or more, and I was rounding up sheep. We were bringing the sheep out of the fields and bringing them to the buildings. And he sent me in, and as I ride in, I see a hill. And I figured, well, if I ride my horse up on that, I'll be up high enough so I don't have to ride all the way around and save some time. And so I ride straight up to the hill. Now I'm riding my uncle's horse. Now this was a one-person horse. And he would heed his commands only. You got on back of that horse, you hung on to the saddle for your life. I mean, he just took off.
Right.
Very wild, very spirited. He runs right up to the hill as I directed him, and as we got to it, he stopped. Wouldn't step on it. I tried to encourage him, he wouldn't. I unmounted, pulling on the reins, I tried to lead him up the hill. It wouldn't budge. I get back in the saddle, and I was pretty aggravated because I needed the height to see through the whole thing. And so lightly, not hard, I kicked his side to encourage him. He would not budge. I turned the reins, and he took off flying out and around the whole thing, and I'm literally hanging onto the mane and the saddle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And he's just flying.
Total opposite direction.
Yeah, he goes out. When I get to the other side and I look at it, I notice all of a sudden it dawned on me, that's an elf's hill. My uncle had said, you never put fertilizer on it, you never burn the grass there, you never touch it. During the summer months, it was always the greenest patch in the field. The animals would never touch it. It is the weirdest thing.
That is bizarre.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. And so when I came around, and I told everybody what had happened, and my uncle goes, yeah.
Yeah.